Words read, the Rocky Mountains and the Rio Grande. A mountain goat grazes on a grassy hillside.
North America's longest mountain range, the Rocky Mountains, extends from New Mexico to Alaska. One of the continent's longest rivers, the Rio Grande, begins in Colorado's Rocky Mountains and flows through New Mexico to Texas. The river forms the border between Texas and Mexico and empties into the Gulf.
Shrubs grow on sandy shores.
In northern New Mexico, the lands along the Rio Grande and those adjacent to the Rockies are home to a diverse group of Native Americans known as the Pueblo people. This is New Mexico's Laguna Pueblo, with the snow-capped Rockies rising in the background.
Flat buildings on a hill.
Many Pueblo communities in the Southwest are several centuries old. This historic photograph shows the Pueblo of Acoma, New Mexico as it looked 100 years ago. People have lived in Acoma continually for a longer period of time than any other town in the United States.
Ladders run up the sides of the blocky dwellings.
Most of the 35,000 modern-day inhabitants of Arizona and New Mexico's traditional villages are the descendants of the ancestral Puebloan people who lived at Chaco Canyon and similar locations through the late 1100s.
Dark windows dot smooth earthen walls.
The Indian Pueblo villages of the upper Rio Grande Valley were the sites of the first Spanish colonial settlements in the southwestern region. In fact, the Spanish founded Santa Fe, today's state capital of New Mexico, in the year 1610. This was just 3 years after English colonists on the East Coast established the settlement at Jamestown, Virginia.
Men packed mud into blocky molds.
The Pueblo people of the Rio Grande Valley and the later Spanish colonists constructed their buildings from a material called adobe. Adobe bricks are made by hand from a mixture of mud and straw and are hardened by baking in the sun. Old adobe buildings, such as this church in the village of Chimayo, New Mexico, are a familiar sight across the Southwest. This historic church is filled with richly colored religious art that was created nearly 2 centuries ago.
A rosary hangs around a crucifix.
Some people travel great distances to Chimayo to obtain sand from the church floor that is believed to possess curative powers.